this one is like the first edition showed this guy using disabled graphic papers.
Here, calling on you to be part of the event tomorrow, especially the gala honor office could send delegates in case your respected self are not able to be part of our statutory AGM. So we are here to do justice to our established protocol and tradition, to call our ambassadors and their excellencies wherever we go. So thank you for having us here.
Thank you very much indeed. Distinguished member of the board of trustees, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all formally to your budding mission to the Holy See. The mission to the Holy See is barely 2 years old, and like 6 other missions that started from scratch, we have just got our heads, shall I say, above water at last, and beginning to perform our responsibilities because of the usual problems we have in your country in terms of, should I say, the teething problems we have when we come to a new country. For now, I think things are settled down and the nation is moving forward. I did receive your invitation, for which I am thankful. I will assure you that I will be at your gala night. A representative to sit with you during your AGM. As I'm sure you are aware, the federal government of Nigeria and President Jonathan in particular has special interest in NIDO, whether it is that of Europe or that of America, but you know NIDO in general. He is consciously aware of the contributions you make in the country's development. I believe that there have been instances where, well, it's been put on record about your contribution, not just financially, but also intellectually to the development of the country. We are proud of all of you, and we are proud when we see some of you who are professionals and people who've got to the top of their various professions in Europe. There is hope for our country. Our country is a great one, and I am convinced that it's only a question of time we will be utilizing your knowledge, your experience and know-how to move our country upwards to the level which China has got, going through the same principles of using some of the best brains they've had that have lived abroad, coming back with ideas, new ideas and experiences from other parts of the world. I've been following your program very closely, interestingly enough. One of them is the one you had in the UK, I believe. Ben Television, was it, or NTA? You know, carried it? Yes. And it had to do with something like affordable mortgage, which I thought was a fantastic idea. Why I say this is simple. Despite the fact that we have a paucity of houses in Nigeria, one of the biggest problems we have is making it really affordable in the real sense. There are many buildings in Abuja that cost 100 million naira. I don't know how many Nigerians can afford it. And they expect you to bring maybe 50% of the cash down before you can even get the documents and the processing, you know, to begin. So it is fascinating that from your experience in other parts of the world, you are bringing home things which, if managed properly, could really work for our country for the betterment of, shall we say, those at the bottom especially, that appear to have been forgotten in our national development. So I thank all of you very much indeed for your contributions, and I'm sure your deliberations would be in other areas. But one area I am interested, because I'm a medical doctor in my first camp, is the area of these journeys you make to Nigeria to give health care and so on. Pass on to your colleagues, you know, to your members who are in that area. There's none here. I think with this Ebola palaver we have, those that we had, which we have managed to contain, we shouldn't rest on our oars. I think those of you that have experience in managing public health emergencies should be advised in getting back to Nigeria and discussing with the ministries of health. You know, not only, I mean, at the center, but even at the periphery, to make sure that we have a strategy should this problem come onto us again, because we're not out of the wood yet.
Right.
I also noticed, I believe it was when I was discussing with your, the president here, chairman, he said, chairman. Well, you say a president can be a chairman, but a chairman doesn't necessarily have to be a president. Whichever, if I call you a president, I'll be safe. You know, that's I think he did mention something about also education of young people.
No child left
Who is doing this? Is it NIDO Europe again?
Well, Excellency, this is one of the novel NIDO Europe initiatives. The intention is to make sure that the next generation does not suffer the same digital gap that people in our generation have suffered. So we're trying to provide, do something in the context of education, engineering, and knowledge management to make sure we exterminate the gap in technology that might, plague the next generation. So yes, it is one of the novel NIDO initiatives.
Well, there's no doubt that information technology is the thing of today and tomorrow. If you don't get on board, you will be left behind. You know, I don't think anybody's going to, in a few years' time, I believe in 10, 15 years' time, the office file may be extinct, actually, will not be available. And in about 20, 25 years, even the fountain pen may be irrelevant. They may hang it up as we hang up feathers. You know, they used to do it many years ago. Because everything will be, internet, electronically transmitted. So, well, I hope you have a wonderful stay, in Rome. And don't forget your admission to the Holy See. It's always available for whatever support you may require.
Thank you very much, sir.
We are generally in the background most of the time because we have a bigger brother at the Embassy of Nigeria to Italy, which has been here since 1965.
Director for Social Welfare and Events. I am also the chairman of the AGM committee, and we have worked very hard in the past 2 months.
Assistant General Secretary with the Board of Trustees.
Yes, sir. My name is Dotson Azu. I'm the General Secretary, UK South, NIDO.
My name is Nidoe Agm Rome, representing London, NIDO South.
My name is Princess Marian Awilo from Russia, Shopka.
My name is Titi Shorube, Austria, Chapter General Secretary.
Good evening, Olu Fundele, Chairman, Austrian Chapter NIDO.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. My name is Larry Obaseki, Vice Chairman, NIDO Italy Chapter.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. My name is Ibrahim Abashi, Vice Chair, the Netherlands Chapter.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. My name is Fidel Wilson, General Secretary, Italy Chapter.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. My name is James Onebu, PR Post Media Officer, Italy Chapter.
Good evening, all. My name is Mrs. Idebe, Italy Chapter. Good evening, my name is Carrie Idebe, Italy Chapter.
My
Ibe Lawrence, Vice Chairman, Italy Chapter.
Good evening, my name is Enoravinda from France.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Regina Nyang from France.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. My name is Oti. I am a member of the Transition Board from France. She's also a member of the Transition Board. Thank you.
Our people are very well. I remember what we used to do when I was a young boy. Our house used to be a very busy place, so like a transit camp. And when people come unexpectedly, my mother would now go into the kitchen and bring that potatoes that was almost finished. So she would scrape the bottom of it, add some water, add the few ingredients, and then that soup is ready. So that is what we did. I won't let down my NIDO because they have been very, very good. We have interacted with NUNA. We have interacted with all the Nigerian associations in Italy. And each time I went on tour, I was sharing a few notes with my brother ambassador. We are here because of you. If you were not here, we won't be here. Like in the case of the doctor, right? If somebody should go to a hospital and wave his magic wand, like Jesus did, and everybody carries his bed on his head and walks away from the hospital, you've lost your job. All the nurses have lost their jobs. So, we are like that too here. We value you. We are here because of you. We are supposed to encourage you, particularly when you are doing something beautiful. In the village where I come from, there is a dancing group, and they are performing well. People will go and begin to, some of them who don't have money, will bring powder and pour it on them. Those who have money will sprinkle the money, and so on. So that is what an embassy is supposed to do. Particularly, an all-sorts gathering of professionals who make all this wonderful organization. Nigerians in the diaspora. We see as an army that is poised, equipped to help develop that land so that
Your Excellency, by the way, Mr. MC, I want you to refer to this amiable spouse of the ambassador as High Excellency. This is foreign service, and that is our standard. Yes. It has to be maintained at all times. Her Excellency, the amiable wife of our distinguished host, the Chairman, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, and members of the Executive Council, the principal officers of the Embassy of Nigeria in Italy, distinguished members of NIDO Europe, good evening one and all. We were told it's not night to talk. It's not night for plenty of words. But how can we honor a distinguished man, a distinguished personality that has deemed it fit to open the gate of the Eagle House for us, to be here with him and his family, and we don't talk. We certainly must talk. We certainly must acknowledge the magnanimity of His Excellency, who before coming to this country as the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Federal Republic of Nigeria here. He had had a checkered public service career. He had served our country in many capacities and distinguished himself in his public career. He had also served to become the Secretary to the State Government of Bayelsa State. I feel extremely honored to be sharing the table with the ambassador, a man of distinction. And I want you to know that it's also a pleasure and honor for NIDO Europe that the ambassador has demonstrated this generosity for you tonight. NIDO is very dear to my heart.
Yes.
No. NIDO is very dear to my heart. As a veritable platform that the government of Nigeria had put in place in order to tap from the great reservoir of knowledge and professionalism of its people that are thoroughly well-bred and educated and are making great waves in all parts of the world. Nigerian people, wherever you find them, they are people of great distinction, people of great courage and integrity. And you can be sure that wherever you see a Nigerian, you can be sure that success will come out of the enterprise. I do not intend to speak for long, because I look forward to tomorrow's interaction with you. And I will not fail to use that opportunity, which, by the way, the distinguished president of NIDO Europe has kindly extended to me, for which I am grateful. But it would be a remiss on my part if I'm not going to say that our country is a great country. Our country, nobody clapped, I deplored. Our country is if you don't clap for my country, I will make deduction from your score today. Nigeria, believe me, is the best country in the world. This I'm not saying to you because I'm your ambassador in France. This I'm saying because in my 34 years of foreign service in Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I have interacted at multilateral level, at the UN level, at the Commonwealth level, and at the African Union level. I'm a product of multilateralism, and I know what that country means to the world.
You're right.
We look at it tonight here. These are Nigerians. Don't you see beauty? Yeah. Don't you see honor? Don't you see integrity? Don't you see scholarship? Even from looking at your faces, I can see scholarship. Amen. That is why NIDO must be a vehicle to transport all this wherewithal that is God has imbued in all of you to our country and join in the uncommon transformation that is going on in Nigeria. Amen. I see a role for NIDO Europe, and by the way, and I thank you, Mr. President, for honoring those your members that participated at the National Conference. That was a milestone in the history of our country. The fact that it came at the time it came is a symbolism of the greatest gesture that we are going to put together to underscore the unity, indivisibility, indissolubility of our great country. I take permission from you not to talk to me.
No, you are to talk. I've opened the tap now.
You see how diplomacy has worked. The president has overruled the MC. I thank you for the indulgence. You see, my heart aches. 2 days ago, I received our Minister of Science and Technology with one Swiss institution. And the Director General of that institution looked at me when I was introduced and said, Ambassador, you have a good country. You have a great country. But you don't speak enough about what is good about you. Because you don't speak enough, because we don't speak enough, because you don't speak enough, and you don't speak enough, and you don't speak enough, we are allowing others to make story for us. We are allowing others to create images and perception to the world about us, which is negative. Nobody will tell you, except if we are singing it to ourselves. Beyond the figures, you know that Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa. Beyond what you know, that Nigeria is the 26th economy in the world. How many of us know that Nigeria also maintains a single-digit inflation in the country, and that Nigeria is #1 and preferred investment destination of the continent?
We need to inform the General Assembly that eventually they have accepted this plan that we offer them, and that the lasting peace has come to NIDO. So once we have achieved lasting peace in NIDO, then the next step is to be able to go back to the drawing board and look at those projects that we have mapped out. Some have started already, like the Diaspora Mortgage Scheme. Your Excellency, were in London when it was launched. I'll be giving a situation report about this project tomorrow. The No Child Left Behind project, which is an ICT-based education project for the Nigerian child. We believe the Nigerian child should not be left out in this 21st century technology-driven world we live in today. And we believe it is time that we get we introduce some technology-driven concepts into our educational system. And we are going to be pursuing that in collaboration with the company that we came to your office to introduce to you then. We are also working in collaboration with UNESCO, as you are very much aware. And like I did say, we have the NIDO strategic objective plan for 2014-2015 and beyond. We believe that it has to be a continuous process. It's not after one DOT that, one DOT after the other, we continue to change the plans. What we intend doing at this point is during tomorrow's GM, we want to ask the General Assembly to give the DOT that opportunity to be able to pass some far-reaching rules which will guide the organization moving into the future. I think this is just in a nutshell some of the activities that we are planning and some of the things that we've done and the things that we want to do. The rest will be, I will be elaborating more on this tomorrow. So at this point,
thank you very much. I would like to invite Engineer Cornelius Obot, the chapter chair of Netherlands, to present the members of his chapter present.
I believe we have about 9 people from our chapter. maybe it's easier for them to introduce themselves.
My name is Vivian Hero from the Netherlands. The secretary here of the Netherlands chapter. And her name is Anita Akogama, assistant secretary of the Netherlands chapter.
James Afola, Netherlands.
Ibrahim Abarshi, Vice Chair, Netherlands chapter.
And we have 4 other members that are not currently in the hall now. They'll be joining us later. James was at the reception yesterday.
So we have 7 people physically present and 3 on their way.
Yes.
While we had payments of 23 members from the Netherlands. An applause, please. I would like to invite the Honorable Chairman of Austria Chapter, Dr. Ogundele, to introduce the members of his chapter president.
I'll be very soon. Thank you. We have 5 members from the third chapter here. They will choose themselves. So I would like them to choose themselves, starting from the table there. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Dr. Nidoe Agm I'm a MOFA member in charge of social welfare and events.
I'm Sam. That's why I said
Titi Shogube, General Secretary.
I'm Jones Edobo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have 5 people physically present from Austria and 16 people paid. Thank you very much. I would like to invite the Honorable Chairman of the Swedish chapter, Mr. Ernest Ngadiuba, to identify members of his chapter present. Excuse me, is there any possibility to, MC, is there any possibility to move around a little bit and pass the microphone to speakers? Thank you.
Good morning, Excellencies. My name is Ernest. My name is Ernest Ngadi. I'm the Swedish chapter chair. Unfortunately, my members are busy and engaged, but I had to come here to represent them. Warm greetings from Sweden to everyone.
Thank you very much. An applause. So we have the chairman present representing his chapter and 13 people paid for the annual year. Thank you very much. We would like to invite the Honorable Chairman of NIDO Italy chapter to introduce the members of his chapter. Architect Emmanuel Adigo, please.
I'm Architect Emmanuel Adigo. Members of POT, can you stand and let us see you?
POT or members of all?
You can start from you.
They said you are not a member.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, once again. My names are Iken Ugu. I'm the General Secretary of the Board of NIDO Europe of Italy chapter. Thank you very much.
Hello. I'm Dr. Ibekwe Lawrence, the Vice Chairman of Italy chapter.
I
I wish also to acknowledge the presence of Honorable Anthony Akubwe, an ex-parliamentarian in the Nigerian National Assembly.
The first person to have been able to correctly pronounce my name. Since I came here yesterday, I've heard different pronunciations that quite really I'm not familiar with. I'm grateful to you, sir. Hakim Olawale Sulaiman. Sulaiman. I am also surprised that the MC from my ministry, who has known me as long as he has been in foreign service, pronounced my name wrong. Your Excellency, our distinguished hosts, the Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to Italy, a brother and a friend, and certainly a man that I actually cherish and appreciate the hospitality of all of us here. The President of NIDO Europe, the members of the BOT of NIDO Europe, distinguished members of NIDO Europe, fellow compatriots, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me first express my delight to be in the midst of friends and distinguished brothers and sisters of NIDO Europe. This occasion marks another milestone in your sojourn to build a virile and flourishing organization. I congratulate you all, and particularly the Board of Trustees for NIDO Europe, for moving speedily since your historic election in February 2014 to build bridges of confidence, reconciliation, and reform, as well as undertaking laudable projects that are beneficial both to the diasporans and fellow Nigerians at home. Today's event of your annual general meeting will not only provide opportunity for account of stewardship, but it will also make possible a participatory and inclusive process of decision-making on the future of NIDO Europe. When I heard the chair or the president of NIDO Europe speaking earlier, it's as if we exchange notes on certain nuances of our expressions. And I therefore thank you, Mr. President, for making me to believe that what I had said about what we plan to do here is going to be participatory and inclusive. Fellow Nigerians, I am confident that you will use this platform. Thank you. I am confident that you will use this platform to the maximum advantage of this organization. Much more is expected from NIDO Europe, given the generous human resources that are bound here, and I'm personally convinced that you are in position to contribute more to the transformation agenda of the present administration in Nigeria. You are no doubt familiar with the avalanche of transformation opportunities unfolding in the sectors of transportation, infrastructure, water resources, aviation, power, communication technology, housing and construction, oil and gas, agriculture, education, industry, trade, and investment. Distinguished Nigerians, As time constraints at this meeting will not permit itemizing the numerous programs and projects on each of these sectors, it should therefore suffice for me to reiterate that Nigeria is currently at a new dawn, one that is anchored to provide sustainable legacies to bequeath to the country and its people. It is no longer news that Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa. It is no longer news. And that it is 26th economy worldwide. It is also a matter of fact, acknowledged by UNCTAD, that Nigeria is #1 and the preferred investment destination in Africa. With its single-digit inflation, and as the 4th investment returns country in the world, according to international financial institutions, Nigeria remains an attractive investment hub to be explored by credible investors. This much was confirmed by the outcome of the very successful World Economic Forum held in May 2014 in Abuja, with over $68 million investment prospects over the next years. Dear brothers and sisters, what is more, under the present administration, our national food import bill has declined from 1.1 trillion naira, that is $6.9 billion in 2009, to 684.7 billion naira, that is $4.35 billion by December 2013. Therefore, releasing necessary funds for critical infrastructure sector of our national development agenda. We all know about the colossal construction investment by the present administration on the second Niger Bridge. We also know about the construction going on the Zungeru and Mambila dams, as well as the expansive road networks in the southern and northern parts of Nigeria, as well as massive employment opportunities being created through the revitalization of the small and medium-scale enterprises in our country. We are all equally familiar in the field of agriculture, being a massive employer of labor. The Youth Employment Agriculture Program is also what has been unfolding in Nigeria and is dealing in addressing with youth unemployment and restiveness in our country. Distinguished friends, it is also pertinent for me to touch on the security challenges of Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast of Nigeria. Because as we are talking about positive things that are unfolding, we must also be mindful of the challenges that are confronting our country. This is a monumental tragedy of criminally minded people who represents no any religion, race, language, or ethnic groupings in our country. The bigotry that Boko Haram represents is not different from the evil that terrorism means to other parts of the world. It therefore calls for concerted international action to quell the monster. As Boko Haram today poses a new and different challenge to the country, with its unconventional nature of warfare, it is also obvious that we need to stand together, renew faith in one another and our country in order to overcome. Let me use this opportunity to salute the gallantry of our military and security agencies for their immense sacrifices, courage, and determination to confront the invasive Boko Haram militants. You must have read all sorts of stories in the papers, how your military absconded. You must be aware what propaganda offensive means if your competitors decide to run it down. The evil of Boko Haram is that it neither observes nor respects any norms of international human rights and nor international humanitarian law, including the Geneva Conventions. And it continues its utter ruthlessness in Nigeria. We heard the other time when some countries or representatives of some countries, in the most undiplomatic manner, said that they are not going to sell weapons to Nigeria because of human rights violations. Do we not also talk about human rights violations of the Boko Haram militancy? Look, in a war situation, I don't know of the aspects or provision of the 5 Geneva Conventions that the United States observed in dealing with September 11. We are all witnesses to Guantanamo Bay. We are not witnesses to what has happened in Libya. We are all witnesses to what is Iraq today. Why are they shying away from the reality of Syria? These are food for thought for all of us, for us to fully appreciate the politics of international relations, and must bear in mind that your country, your government, under the able leadership of Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, is doing the utmost to promote, to honor, to defend your country. Nonetheless, dear brothers and sisters, I should affirm that regarding Boko Haram, that government is fully on course and is sparing no effort, militarily or otherwise, to address this menace. The return of our dear Chibok girls to their families and loved ones remains a matter of utmost importance to the President and the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In this context, government has launched many programs to support the victims of terrorism in the affected states. These include an independent multi-sectoral charity, the Victim Support Fund, to mobilize resources to augment government statutory intervention, the Safe School Initiative, aimed at promoting safe environment for education nationwide, starting from the northeast region of Nigeria, particularly on girl-child education. As a matter of fact, on the 16th of this month, I'll be going to Monaco at the invitation of Prince Albert, the King of Monaco, and this is one area I intend to charge that small but very, very rich country to look into in giving cooperation with my country. One agenda I'm taking there is the need for Monaco government, as well as the powerful foundation, Kubo Foundation, that the Prince introduced to me before, to support our government's effort.
This chapter is a trendsetter to be emulated by other chapters.
Why is that?
Short. It is a chapter to beat. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the NIDO Best Chapter Award 2014 goes to Netherlands.
grant this award to the chairman of NIDO Netherlands for excellent job that
It should be a symbol of appreciation to a chapter that is doing fine, and it will challenge all other chapters to do likewise and to surpass it. But meanwhile, it is our greatest pleasure to recognize the Netherlands chapter, and here
many years. You were twice chairman of the committee that drafted NIDO Memorandum and Articles of Association that helped to lay the foundation for a more vibrant and properly structured NIDO. You have twice played the role of the chief umpire in the election of new boards and served meritoriously as the chapter chair of NIDO for 10 years. You have also showcased the potential of the Nigerian diaspora in Nigerian national development by drafting several high-quality policy papers that have, amongst others, influenced the evolution of monetary and fiscal policies of our dear country. Your policy papers on the energy sectors, electricity and petroleum have impacted remarkably on said sectors. This has translated into an unprecedented economic growth of Nigeria in the past decade. You represented Nigerians in diaspora as an independent electoral observer at the national election in 2011, where you monitored at your own cost. You belong to the category of Nigerians who have shown remarkable leadership qualities among the Nigerian diaspora. We are talking about no one else but Dr. Jones O. Edel. Please come forward.
when you sow, you do not reap immediately. There are some trees you sow, you reap after 20 years. There are some, if you plant tomatoes, maybe in 2 months or so you begin to reap. Here, you have done so well, you have done it quietly, you have done it at your own expense. It is something that is worth emulating. We are proud of you. Please take this as just a token of the appreciation of NIDO. Congratulations.
The distinguished ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the distinguished ambassador of Nigeria, the Vatican, and your amiable spouse, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my friend, my wife, and my sister, who is beside me here, and on behalf of myself and our entire family, let me thank you all most sincerely for this generous offer of appreciation. I must say that this has tremendously humbled me, because I least expected that there would be return for anything that you think I might have done to this distinguished organization. I believe in NIDO, not necessarily because I'm an ambassador. I believe in this platform, that this is a veritable platform that has a huge potential to contribute to the development of our country, to bring home to our shores the myriad of resources that you have put together, you have gathered in your various sojourn abroad, in various skills professions, and knowledge. I'm very much confident that NIDO Europe, or NIDO generally, in different parts of the world, is a vehicle of nation building, a vehicle of integration, a vehicle of positive development and prosperity for our people. I did not also do anything as an ambassador. In February, when it fell on France to host the AGM, I was only honored that the distinguished ambassador of Nigeria to Italy should naturally be of service to you. I have said it yesterday also, and I will repeat it. An embassy and ambassador has a locus parentis over all its citizens in its area of jurisdiction. The embassy is at service to all Nigerians. It owes them the duty of care. It owes them the responsibility to protect them, to honor them, to serve them in whatever capacity that they are. Whether it is in good, whether it's in troubling condition, it is the responsibility of an ambassador to make the embassy and the Nigerian house a place of safe asylum for its citizens. These I've said in Paris. These I've said in other parts of France. That the doors of the embassy in Paris is open to all Nigerians, regardless of what brought them in conflict or in contact with the host authority. We will stay by them and we will honor them. This does not mean, in any sense, that we are conniving or making Nigerian people to become lawless, to violate and act with impunity regarding the rule of law of their host country. I told the mayor of Paris, I told the prefect of Paris, these are like the governor as well as the commissioner of police, that Nigerian people are law-abiding. Nigerian people are decent people. Yes. Nigerian people didn't leave the shores of our country to come and break your law and create a nuisance to your society. If, however, there are problems which will abound in the course of human intercourse, if there are difficulties which will come as a result of language differences, there's need for other countries to show respect for the dignity of the Nigerian person. I have said this in France and I will repeat it anywhere, and also to my colleague ambassadors, that Nigerian people are also a subject of international law. Nigerian people must be brought to the dignity that the norms of international law provides. I've told the French authorities, and I'm saying the same thing here, that Nigerians need to be judged and need to be assessed the way their citizens are treated in a humane, friendly, respectable manner based on international law. It cannot be less, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It cannot be less. Nigeria is a state party to international human rights instruments like these countries are. It is the same obligations that we have together, and it is the same judgment that we use to measure Nigerians along with their own citizens. It is absolutely wrong that a Nigerian will just be picked at the airport, in the marketplace, and taken to the prison, and at the end of the day, you hear that he has either been convicted or is being repatriated. That is an assault. That is an
See why we love you?
And those who came from France, they heard this sentence. I didn't say to Nigerians alone, I say it to French authorities. I say it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in France, and I have access to the Élysée Palace, which makes it very, very easy for me. And I therefore have the opportunity to also say that I arrived in France on the 1st of December 2013.
Wow.
I had the privilege of hosting our president, our dear president, His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele on the 6th and 7th of that same month.
Wow.
I was in France for less than 1 week when I took part in Élysée Summit on Peace in Africa. And with gratitude to God, that was a success. We have just been reminded about our centenary celebration. On the 27th of February, our president had the distinguished honor of having the president of the French Republic being a special guest of honor in our country. The first time a French president was in Nigeria in 15 years. It is a remarkable development. It is a remarkable turnaround in bilateral relations between Nigeria and France. And I want to assure you that France is getting it different from what it used to be. Especially if we recall, not too long ago, between 1967 and 1970, the role that the same France played in our history. So from attempting to join secession and breaking our country, France identified itself with our successes in unity, in sustainability, and the indivisibility of our country by being the special guest of honor of our president to mark our centenary celebration. I feel very gratified for that opportunity. And also in May 27th, President Hollande hosted the heads of state from our sub-region on peace in Nigeria over the menace of Boko Haram. I didn't want to speak about so much tonight because I've spoken a great deal this morning at the opening of the AGM. That the issue of Boko Haram is a major challenge to all of us. We need to continue to support our government, salute the gallantry of our military and our security forces, because they are facing enormous challenges, especially when you are confronted with asymmetric warfare that Boko Haram poses to our national endeavor and national security. We must salute them. And that is why I called on NIDO Europe this morning, that one important gesture that NIDO Europe will do for Nigeria is to support the three-pronged approach that government has put in place in dealing with the victims of insurgency. The school safe initiative of government, the terrorist victim support fund that has been established, and also the initiative on rehabilitation, reconciliation, and reconstruction are all initiatives that government has put in place. And I use this platform, therefore, to call on NIDO Europe to find a way to key into this project and support government. I was told by the chair that they are working already on this matter, dealing with the former British Prime Minister. I would say that the British Prime Minister is a co-chair to our President's endeavor on Safe School Initiative. The government of Nigeria, Mr. President, put already $500 million, and also our private sector is doing the same. What I want NIDO Europe to do is not to identify with the British on this matter. The former Prime Minister is working with the Nigerian government. The call is that NIDO Europe should independently find a way to key into this project. It does not necessarily need to be financial. It could be by all other means that NIDO Europe will support government to address the issue of the victim for insurgency. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you greatly for this honor. On behalf of my wife, myself, and my family, thank you most sincerely. And I can assure you that NIDO remains in my heart at all times, and I will continue to do my best.
In my view, the greatest recognition you can get is from your own members. Because when they do that, they know you very well. They meet you in each occasion. They know your whereabouts. They live in the same city with you. Some of those who are involved in getting this to come to fruition. So I think it is an uncommon privilege, and I am sure that you will come this recognition firmly and have this presentation of this present put in a position of importance in your home or your office. My hearty congratulations again to you.
Your Excellency, thank you. I receive this on behalf of Mrs. Lola Wapakunji. Thank you, sir.
To hand over this award from our distinguished NIDO Europe. In my view, the greatest recognition you can get is from your own members. Because when they do that, they know you very well. They meet you in each occasion. They know your whereabouts. They live in the same city with you. Some of those who are involved in getting this to come to fruition. So I think it is an uncommon privilege, and I am sure that you will come this recognition firmly and have this presentation of this present put in a position of importance in your home or your office. My hearty congratulations again to you.
Your Excellency, thank you. I receive this on behalf of Mrs. Lola Wapakunji. Thank you, sir.
His contributions to rebranding Nigeria is unquantifiable. He is an entrepreneur, community leader, coach, motivational speaker, mediator. He has given NIDO unprecedented visibility, holds promises of further collaboration, initiator of Nigerians Decide Come, Africa Diaspora Come, Bend Television Come, Nigeria 1914 to 2014 Come, Nigeria 2015 Org, Free Voice Radio Come. He has served NIDO creditably well in the capacity of chairman. It is, ladies and gentlemen, on this basis and on the basis of future epochs that NIDO recognizes you and confers on you the honor of NIDO Leadership Award 2014. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating who? Dr. Alisa Soyele.
I'm happy to have come this evening, this gala night. I asked somebody, what's gala about gala night? He told me that gala means galas. A night when stars shine. I'm really, really happy to meet the brain behind them television. And to learn here that he has actually led NIDO. I'm sure it must also be very fulfilling that what you led is still alive, and what you led has benefited from your leadership. We are appreciating you this evening. Just a token, isn't it? So congratulations. You're a great communicator. Remember when you're communicating, to know that you have a country that must grow. And you have to communicate in that direction so that people get to love their country, get to love the government that is in power, and then be able to contribute whatever they can to bring about the changes we want. So on this note, please accept our congratulations for a job being well done and continue. Thank you very much.
Triumphantly elected on the 8th of February 2020 in Paris, France. It is a distinguished honor for me to present to you this certificate of office for a duration of 2 years as a result of your election to this ending post of Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Good. Quickly, the next award goes to the Vice Chairman, Dr. Bashir Obasekola.
Dr. Bashir Obasekola. It is also my honor to present to you this certificate of office as the Vice Chairman, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe for a duration of 2 years as a result of your successful and triumphant election on 8th of February 2014 in Paris, France. Congratulations.
The next award goes, the next certificate goes to the General Secretary, Mr. Ikenna Ugo.
The other side. Let me have the honor also.
Madam, over here.
On your successful election as the General Secretary Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, held on 8th of February 2014 in Paris, France. This is your certificate of office for the duration of 2 years. Congratulations.
Are the mouthpiece of millions of disenfranchised Nigerian diaspora worldwide. You are a politician under whose watch the diaspora has been ably represented in the just concluded National Conference. You are a politician under whose watch the bill of the establishment of the Diaspora Commission has been passed in the House of Reps. You are a member of the Nigerian House of Representatives and the chair of the House of Committee on Diaspora Affairs. The bulk of Diaspora Affairs upsets your table. Your service to NIDO Europe and the global NIDO is unrivaled. These and your other outstanding performances combine to merit you NIDO Award as Diaspora Ambassador 2014. May I please call on Engineer Yemi Ogundele to receive, on behalf of Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, the title of this award is Diaspora Ambassador 2014.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to congratulate Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa for this award. She has always distinguished herself, whatever circumstance she finds herself. We all know her performance when she was television. Also, as the chairman, House Committee on Media, she distinguished herself. Now she's the chair of the House Committee on Diaspora. She has again distinguished herself. I just say this high limit for her. Wish her all the best on 2015. On behalf of NIDO Europe, I say big congratulations to her.
I received this in trust for the Nidoe, who would have loved to be here, but for national issue, she couldn't make it, and she said her greetings. Thank you for education.
In the course of his career, Dr. John mutated into a business mogul in an integrated variety of sectors. He is a diaspora success story as well. Dr. George was NIDO Ukraine chairman 2001 to 2003. He became NIDO vice chairman 2005-2007. Finally, Dr. George became NIDO chairman 2007 to 2009. In this position, he initiated the first diaspora investment fund, the first global database for Nigerians in diaspora, GDMD, the Professional Brain Gain Project in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration, IOM, and the first national dialogue with President Yar'Adua for the establishment of a Diaspora Commission in Nigeria, repeat, Diaspora Commission in Nigeria. In public service, he was the co-convener of the Global Nigerian Diaspora Forum 2010-2011, in which capacity he initiated the anti-cholera initiative that delivered free medication to victims in Nigeria through the Red Cross. He has many awards, one of them the African Achievers Award 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, may I call on Dr. Otusele to please come forward and receive on his behalf. This is Dr. John George is the award receiver for NIDO Leadership Award 2014. Excellency.
My hearty congratulations again to the gentleman, the medical doctor in question, who you received this on his behalf. I think this goes to show the versatility of the medical profession. He's not only a medical doctor, he's also an entrepreneur and a business mogul, and has done several other things. When you mention people like him, I begin to think back of people who some of you would know. Our good friend and my colleague in my first camp, our Haji Tafida, also, who's done quite a few things, the ambassador of Nigeria out in London. So on behalf of your members, I would like to convey my hearty congratulations to the distinguished medical doctor for contributions not only to NIDO, but of course to our country, Nigeria. My hearty congratulations.
Honorable Sir Chibuzi Uboshi, the legal officer,
Legal advisor.
Legal officer, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, having been successfully elected to that office on 8th of February 2014 in Paris, France. I have the honor to present to you the certificate of office for introduction of 2 names. Congratulations. an honor also to present to you this certificate of office for the duration of 2 years as Assistant General Secretary, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, and successful election held on 8th of April 2014 in Paris, France. Congratulations. Honorable Engineer Carlo Azam Quorum. It is indeed an honor to present to you this certificate of office for the duration of 2 years in the capacity of Treasurer, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, having been successfully elected on February 8, 2014 in Paris, France. Congratulations, my dear. It is an honor to present to you this certificate of office as the Financial Officer, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, having been successfully elected on 8th February 2014 in Paris, France. Congratulations. Let me express my honor to present to you this certificate of office as the Social Welfare and Events Officer, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, having been successfully elected on 8th of February 2014 in Paris, France. Congratulations. I have the singular honor to present to you this certificate of office to the office of the European Union Relations Officer, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, having been successfully elected on February 8, 2014 in Paris, France. Congratulations. Honor to present the certificate of office as Public Relations and Media Officer, Board of Trustees of NIDO Europe, having been successfully elected on 8th of February 2014 in Paris, France. Congratulations.
In Rome tonight. So please, professional photographers, tell us count before you